All right. Thank you all so much for your patience while we set everything up. We are ready to run. We have JuegAriel running Neon White. Go ahead and take it away.
Hello, I guess. I'm JuegAriel, and this is Neon White. We're gonna have a little bit of time to actually explain the run, so I'm gonna start, I think, right away, if it's okay with everyone. In 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Neon White. You're an neon, which basically means you're a sinner that they have brought to heaven to kill demons. And that's pretty much the whole objective of the game. It's a grand total of 96 levels, back to back, where you have to kill every demon and get to the end. The main weapons are these cards that each is a different gun, but you also can discard for a special ability. And yeah, this is gonna go pretty fast at the very beginning. Every level has an intentional design shortcut. Some of them are very obvious, some others are very interesting, to say the least. But yeah, so far you have already seen two of the main cards. The Elevate card, which is just a handgun, and the Purify card, which throws a grenade, and it's just a machine gun. And so far, that's the main basic of this first chapter. There are a grand total of 12 chapters, some are a lot shorter than others. So, yeah, the first chapter is very basic. It's just the first basic cards. You move faster on water. Just the basics. You also have a katana to when you don't have an actual card, you have a katana. It will be useful to all of those things that are weak enough that die in one hit or less, or like very close to one hit. Okay, my mouse just did something weird there. Cool. But yeah, that's the basic of the game. It's very parkour oriented, very speedrun oriented. This is the level rush mode, which basically means all levels in a row. You may also see that this is a heaven rush. Heaven means unlimited lives. You refill health every level, which makes it very accessible. There's also like a hell rush, which is a single life. You don't get health refills. It is a lot harder, and you can't restart levels at all. So now we're into chapter 2. This is where the speedrun actually starts to become an actual speedrun, since you now have a way to go faster by the new card that we'll see in the next level called Godspeed. The gun is a rifle, but you can also dash forward, which makes for a lot of very interesting skips. Like that one. But yeah, you need to kill every demon. If you don't, the gold just isn't available. Like that. How did I not? Okay. Marathon luck. Sure thing. But yeah, as you can see, the gold just wasn't available until you killed every one of them. There's also no RNG in this game. Everything you can do, you can always do. All the drops are set. It's the type of enemy that takes what card drops of it. You can also, as you have seen there, parry bullets. And that's very useful because on the ones that can be reflected, that just means that you just don't waste ammo on them. Yeah, this is going very fast for now. We're already near the end of chapter 2. There's also those glass panels that break when you either step on them or you shoot at them. That will be useful because when you shoot at a glass platform, everything that's standing on top of it will receive damage, including enemies. That means that we can snipe the glass platform below enemies, and that will kill them very fast without having to shoot more. Like this. If I can shoot, that is. Okay, we're into chapter 3 already. This is a new type of enemy. Those are the Guardians. These enemies are very interesting because they do not move and they do not shoot. Instead, they track you. And if you stay for too long in their sight, they will instantly kill you if you're still on the line of sight. Which means it's very important to kill them quickly, and they will be very, 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 very prominent during the rest of the run. because it's like the main incentive to actually go fast. You have also seen the new type of card, the Stomp. This is an automatic gun, but it is also a ground pound. It will kill everything that's below you, and it has a very wide range. Okay, so far so good. But yeah, this game has this one has a lot of memorization in terms of remembering where demons are. Since you have to kill every one of them, sometimes you see that you may find a shortcut that lets you get to the end faster, but it doesn't really matter because you have to... Oh, I missed that card. Okay. That was close. But yeah, since you have to kill every demon, you may find a shortcut that gets you to the end faster, but it doesn't matter because you have to go back and kill them from a distance, or maybe it doesn't even save time to get to the end faster if you skip the demons. There's also a lot of sniping. But yeah. Barrels, you have seen them there. You attack them, they explode, and that pulls you upwards. It is very useful to get height, but also sometimes just necessary in general. But yeah. More things to say. You can, as I said earlier, you can parry enemy bullets, but most importantly, if you shoot an enemy bullet, you can actually gain a speed boost. Okay, well, I didn't get the skip there, whatever. You can shoot that guy down there earlier, so you can just dash across instead of having to go all the way down. But oh well. So now we're into Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is interesting because it only has 3 levels. And that is because we are going to get into our first boss fight of the run. Boss fights... It's only one boss fight in the entire game, but, you know, it repeats with different gimmicks every time. And that is Neon Green. It is very interesting because every fight in this game can be finished earlier than intended by shooting the boss while it's while the transition from one phase to another is happening. So yeah, that will come in handy. If you haven't seen the quick kills for the boss fights, you will be pleasantly surprised to see that you can finish them early. There are even Steam achievements for that. So here's the first fight. This is the simpler one. But yeah, as you can see, I shoot him during phases, during the transition. And that deals damage, and that means that it can finish earlier. There's also going to be a little bit of a skip here. There we go. By that, we pretty much just skipped having to climb the tower manually, which means we can kill the boss a lot earlier. And that's the first boss. We've already completed 4 chapters. It's been 10 minutes. So now we're into Chapter 5. The next card is Fireball. It is very similar to Godspeed in that it can kill whatever you go through, and it can destroy things. But it's not horizontal anymore. It can be vertical as well, and it also gets affected by gravity. Which means that sometimes you have to aim higher than what you think. You also have that new type of enemy, which are, I don't really remember the name. Ringers, I think it is. But basically they drop ammo, which is very important, especially for fireball, since the shotgun only has 3 ammo. So it's very important to refill. You can already see the main issue with the shotgun, and that it shoots a spread of bullets, but each of them only does 1 damage, which means that it's very useful close on. But when you have to snipe something, sometimes you have to shoot multiple times, or you have to be very precise, because funnily enough, when you're shooting with the shotgun, the center is a part that doesn't get shot for some reason. Oh, I think I messed that up actually. Oh well, I can just walk. But yeah, you can see it's going very fast. Some of these levels are less than 10 seconds long. Some others will be more around the 50-second range once we get late enough into the game. But as you can see, there are skips pretty much everywhere. Okay, this is also one of my favorite skips. There are barrels down here, you're supposed to use them to get up, but you can also activate them from the outside. And just shoot everything, and that's pretty much it. It works. That's honestly the main motto of this game, it just works. And we are already done with chapter 5. Just like that. So now we're into chapter 6. We have these lasers, tripwires. The main issue with them, touch the laser, you will die instantly. Doesn't matter the health you have. The other good thing about them, though, is that whenever you destroy them, whatever it's on the other end will receive damage. Which means that it's very useful to kill enemies in groups, especially since these tripwires can also be in chains. Sometimes killing just destroying one laser will immediately kill like 20 demons or so just by being in a chain. There are 12 chapters. And we're already in chapter 6. I will say though that chapters 8 and 9 are also a lot longer, so but yeah, that's the main gimmick of this chapter. Just the tripwires. Right, so this level, you're supposed to like land up there and like get ammo to have the fireball, the shotgun to kill everything better. But landing is slow because this game has very slow gravity, has very low gravity, so falling takes a big while, as you can see. That was almost a mistake. Okay. So yeah, these enemies are the shockers. You land on one of their 6 sides and you get launched, but also everything that's on top of them gets dealt damage. And I want to say it just kills them outright, like these 2 guardians. The green one is the recommended one, but there are a lot of intentional skips that Oh, okay, that's a level reset. I didn't jump. There are a lot of intentional skips that purposefully use the wrong side to get launched further into the level. Like this one, where we use the grenades to snipe everything, and we just skip all that detour. So yeah, there are no new cards in this chapter, nor the next one, because there are... Okay, I missed that, whatever, I can do the backup. There are a lot of gimmicks already in this chapter and the next one. No need for new cards. In fact, in the rest of the game there are only 2 new cards that we'll see. Both of them are really OP, honestly. So it's no wonder they let them for the end of the game. So we're just going to snipe everything and completely skip that whole thing. Oh yeah, this level. It has 120 something demons, but they're all lasers, and this is a very fun level. This is a very fun level because casually it's one of those, well, you have to go fast. Oh, okay. I completely missed both snipes and panicked, I guess. It's all fine. But yeah. Everything is just one big chain of lasers. Which means we have to speed it up somehow, and we do that by breaking it early. So now we're into chapter 7. These are bubbles. Bubbles are immune to damage. Honestly, just in general, they're immune to damage. The only way to kill them are by going inside and then going outside. However, the main thing about bubbles too is that they protect everything that is inside from your damage. If you try to shoot from the outside of a bubble, the bullet just won't work. It just won't get through. However, discard abilities don't work against that. So you can stomp, you can fireball, you can dash through bubbles. It all works except shooting. Now I'm gonna try to get this. Okay, I went through the window, that's good. Sometimes the height you get is very minimal and you don't get through. But that's fine because you have more than enough air time to just go around it and get to the other side anyways without wasting a card. Oh yeah, this level is funny. This minefield. You can't touch the ground. Okay, this gimmick. My least favorite, honestly. These are mimics. They count as enemies, and they do not attack you until you kill them. Those blue bullets that spread across the map, those are one-hit KOs. We can parry them at least, but the main thing of why they're important is that they can also kill enemies on their own. Which means, just like lasers, sometimes just killing a mimic, the bullets will go far enough that will kill an enemy on another part of the map, etc, etc. So a lot of times it's just a lot easier to kill the mimic, and that's it. Okay, I missed that. There you go. Did I kill that? I did, okay. Not the first time that green enemy has jumped, like, just when the mimic bullets were going, and completely dodged them, and now I'm missing an enemy and I can't go back, and it has been bad. Multiple times. So here we're just gonna skip all of that path and we're just gonna get over here. And that is chapter 7. Okay, so now we're into chapter 8. I'm gonna explain this card because it's very OP. It's a rocket launcher, which means you can get propulsed by it. But its discard ability is a hook shot, which just doesn't care about anything as long as you're close enough. And with that, I have pretty much explained the main mechanic of this chapter, and that means it's all gonna be like that for the rest of this chapter. So if our lovely host has anything to read, this would be a great time. If not, just enjoy rocket launching.
Alright, yes, while we have a quick moment, just want to remind everyone why we're here. Alright. So just as a reminder, QMUNITY has been built by and for queers, trans, and two-spirit communities since 1979. Today, their leadership continues to create and build an organization that supports everyone within two-spirit, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersexual, and asexual communities across British Columbia through support, connection, and leadership.
Alright, so as you can see, the Dominion card, the rocket launcher, is very OP, and we can just fly everywhere. It also works great for sniping enemies because it has a big explosion. And just like the grenade, the area of the explosion is a lot bigger than what it seems. We're also killing enemies earlier here, just so we can hook to the wall. So yeah, as you can see, compared to the beginning of the run, this is where the speedrun actually just gets kinda crazy. This is where a lot of shortcuts weren't actually intended by the devs. But they haven't patched it out, so that means they must agree with them. And the funny thing is that I don't even do most of the some of the shortcuts that are done in this game. Some of them are kind of insane. I wanted to do a skip there, but I couldn't. No problem. You usually try to save another Dominion card there, makes it easier. Not a big deal if you don't get it. So yeah, just like this one, I think it's intentional, but we skip all of that platforming. This one, however, I don't think it was intentional. Where we just snipe everything and skip to the end. Okay, so mirror. This level is very funny to watch. Actually kinda difficult to perform. I hope I get it. It'll be fine still. So normally you're supposed to do all of that. But what if instead we just rocket launch up the entire building? How about that? So now we're into chapter 9. This is some sort of final exam. We combine everything we know so far, all the cards, all the kinds of enemies. And it is also one of the harder to get correctly. Oh wow, I didn't... As you have seen there, the bad thing about the automatic gun is that it's completely random, the direction that gets shot at. You can mitigate that, but I'm not good at it. You can mitigate that by tapping quickly instead of just holding the mouse, because the first shot is always very centered. It's the consecutive ones that actually get thrown out. I didn't get the card there, that's okay. God Streak, here we're gonna do something very interesting, and that is we're gonna shoot there from the very beginning. And what that will do is that will shoot that machine right there. That is a machine that spits out cards. There are a lot of them in a lot of levels. And they're mostly used for casual players, in that maybe you missed a jump or something. It's okay, it's not the end of the world. You can just hit this machine, get your card back, and try and keep going. But I want to say that is the only time where it's actually beneficial in the speedrun, so we hit it from before we get there, with the purpose of just having an extra Godspeed, which speeds up things. As I said earlier, shooting enemy bullets gets you a speed boost, so it's good to do. That is a very memorization heavy stage, mostly because of all the mimics you have to shoot. Barrage. We save grenades, because we're gonna use them to get up the level earlier than intended. And we're gonna just shoot everything there. That's cool, I got everything. You may sometimes think, how does he know when he has hit something? It's very easy, actually. All you have to do is just take the counter on the top left. there are a lot of levels where you think, okay, if I got everything right, I should have 13 here. If you don't, you know, you have missed something, and it's a... At that point, if you're going for, like, top level runs, it's probably a reset. But if not, you can just reset the level and try again, without having to wait for the end and realize, oh, wait, I'm missing one. This level is cool because it utilizes the spread of the shotgun by putting 4 balloon enemies in that formation. That makes it so with a single shot you can kill everything, which is very satisfying. I think I missed one. I think. Oh yeah, I missed one. Definitely. Sure. I guess we'll do that. At least I can still beat the level. Ricochet, this is another one of those we're gonna snipe everything level. There are visual cues for all of those snipes. It is, however, sometimes difficult when you're trying to move at high speed to suddenly aim out of nowhere a very precise spot. But the reward is worth it. It saves a lot of time. So now we're into Fortress. This is the last level of Chapter 9. It mixes everything up. It even has a complete different art style. I completely missed that. I'm gonna have to do that. That's okay. So now we're into Chapter 10. This is the third temple. It relates to the story, it's okay. If you don't get how we get there, it's okay. It all relates to the story. Which, by the way, you should play it. So now, you may have not even noticed, but we have done the skip right away. We are not supposed to have a Dominion card right now. And that, combined with the very, very, very low gravity that it's in this game, we can pretty much skip all of the stage. If I get this grapple correctly, that is. Okay, yeah. So now we're at the end of the level. We have skipped like a whole minute of gameplay. And with this, we're onto our second boss. Not the final boss. Our second boss, which is admittedly the hardest one. There's a lot of opportunities to try and get damage in. That doesn't mean it's easy though. Think about the rocket launcher, that it's pretty much what we'll be using to deal damage for the majority of the stage. Is that it's a very slow projectile, and the boss moves around all the time. Which means you have to predict its movements. Suddenly, luckily the movements are set, but that doesn't mean it's easy. There we go, that's a good one. Okay. this is so far pretty good. Oh, I missed all of them. Oh, I missed all of them too. Oh, I didn't hit that one. Okay, I am missing all of my shots. So if you're good at this game, which I'm not really that much myself, you can kill the boss before getting here. However, we still skipped like 3 phases, so it's fine. So now we're into the final new card on chapter 11, which is the Book of Life. We can teleport or at whatever we aim at, as long as it's an enemy or like an interactable. And that means we get to do a lot of snipes. And to make matters even better, this is the only chapter in the game where you don't really have to kill every enemy, you just have to get to the end. Which means, all of that combined, this chapter is super short. Because we just snipe everything, get to the end, and that's it. So here we just fall here, we can snipe this. One thing that is very important though is that bubbles will prevent the Book of Life. And there I just did a movement error and didn't get the snipe correctly. The other good thing about the Book of Life is that you can discard it and use the ability as many times as you want. It keeps respawning in your inventory. There we go. That's how it's supposed to look. So we're just gonna keep sniping things. It is also very important to know that the geometry in these levels isn't exactly perfect. And the Book of Life is very broken in that sense. So for example here, those lasers should have killed me, but they just didn't. The Book of Life, that's correct. That wall is a myth. It doesn't exist, actually. Those lasers should have killed me, but they don't. And all of this is consistent, by the way. So now here we're just gonna skip a big chunk of gameplay because again geometry isn't perfect. So we're just gonna clip through the wall. Another thing to note, if you use the Book of Life on a mimic, the bullets will still kill you, so it's very important to not do that. Okay, so now we're into the second to last stage, we're in Marathon. This level is supposed to take 2 minutes. However, some of these lasers, you can just hold a direction and they won't kill you because you will move out of the way before that happens. And suddenly the level is 30 seconds. So now we're into the final boss. This is the last level. It is also one of the most interesting strats in my opinion, which top levels do in every boss, top runners do in every boss. I cannot do in every boss because I'm bad at the game. But I do in this one. And that is something you haven't seen before yet, and that is if you run out of katana uses, you will get a fist as a weapon. And that fist has also limited uses. What happens if you run out of fist? Well, the game just kills you. You just die. And we will use that because when we're dead, there are a couple things that don't really stop on the death screen. One of them being the boss death animation, which means that we can kill the boss, kill ourselves with the fist, and while we're dead, the in-game timer doesn't increase, but the boss is dying. Normally you're supposed to go to the left here first, but the Book of Life is on the right, so... So time is coming soon. Time! That is neon white.
Congrats. That was an amazing run.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that.
Okay. So, alright, and with that, we actually have another run right after this, so we're just gonna go to break screen real quick so we can get that set up, and you will get even more runs.